of the original gates built together with the walls in the beginning of 16th century. And from here, this is exactly the Armenian quarter. If you go inside in this direction, this is the Armenian quarter that I'm showing here. And this is the Jewish quarter, okay, which is over there, inside the walls. This is the Temple Mount that we saw yesterday from outside. We'll try to enter tomorrow if we can. This is the western wall back there that you saw already. And this is the biggest quarter, which is the Muslim one, which is over there, and the Christian, the fourth quarter over there. We ate yesterday in order to know where we are. All the way to be proud of yourself. Yesterday we went from here, from the Lion's Gate. We went down from the mountain. We entered Lion Gate. We made all Via Dolorosa until here. We went through here all this way until here, and we saw the western wall. And then we went this way back, and we turned left in some point, and we went all this way here, and through here we exited the new gate directly to our lunch. So actually yesterday you saw, if I would show you before, you would tell me no thank you. So I'm telling you after, now is nothing to be done anymore. Now we are here and we're gonna see Mount Zion, which is on this map here around. This is Mount Zion, okay? This hill is not a mountain. When I say mountain, it's not your country's mountain, which are probably very high in some places, but mountains Israeli are moderate, are hills actually, so-called mountain. And as I said, 3 important sites we're going to see here. Dormitzion, which is the place, the big church built more than 100 years ago, in which is believed to be, at least the Catholics are believing that they sanctify Mary. They put Mary almost on the same level as Jesus, like sanctity. So they believe she didn't really die, but she fell asleep, and Jesus came and took her to the skies. Then we'll see the place believed to be the grave of King David and the Last Supper room. So let's come after me and we'll see them inside.
Thank you. You're welcome. The stone was already gone, and they saw 2 angels speaking to them. You're looking for Jesus of Nazareth, the one who is crucified. He is not here, for he is risen. They are so excited, they run to the apostles. And the New Testament is so honest. The apostles did not believe. So you can hear the good news, but when you don't believe it, it doesn't change.
which is border with Israel and the border with Egypt, with the Sinai Peninsula, which is this. The Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. This is Jordan State, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Lebanon and Syria. And this is Turkey and Cyprus. So now we are located. Now let's focus in the place that we are, in Jerusalem. This is the Temple Mount. At least Jews are calling it Temple Mount because according to the Bible, the temple was here. You see it. You saw the 3D downstairs, and this was most probably here the temple. Those are the walls. This is the southern wall after the mosque, and this is the western wall here, and this is the eastern wall.
on the Joy News channel. Your name, maybe you just give us a brief introduction of yourself, sir.
My name is Reverend Dr. Lawson Janku, the clerk of the General Assembly of the Evangelical Presbyterian Church, Ghana.
Well, what's your mission here in Jerusalem to work, should I ask?
I have come to see for myself things I have heard time and again from the biblical perspective. I have come to see, I have come to feel, and I have come to experience all that we've been hearing from childhood.
Is it really true? Did you actually see and walk in the footsteps of Jesus?
Very,
Everything
very true. Very true. This has strengthened my faith once more to tell the story maybe from my own perspective this time round. Yeah.
Interesting. And things you say have changed for you?
A lot of things. My perspectives, there's no denial of the fact that Jesus indeed came to walk on this earth as we heard it. So this is, I've come to see the proof of it. Okay. So it's real.
What would you say to your congregants then from here in Jerusalem?
All that we tell you, believe, because really Jesus came here, Jesus came to walk here on earth, and because he came here, we have seen signs of it, he will return. So get ready for his coming for the second time.
Reverend Dr. Janku, thank you so much. And of course, I can't be here and not interact with a female pastor as well. So I'm really excited that I've met one lady pastor as well who is here with the team. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Joy News channel. Your name, madam?
I'm Reverend Christine Rose Ajoto from EP Church, Ghana.
Welcome, Reverend. So what has been your experience, you'd say?
In fact, it has been a very rich experience. What I've seen has impressed me so much. And whenever the gospel is being preached, whatever is being preached is true. It has happened here before. It is left to us to believe. And as women, we know how we struggle in our daily lives. We had the opportunity to go to the Western Wall, which is known as the Wailing Wall, and I see a lot of women, both black and whites, wailing, putting their problems before the Lord. And as women, we need to pray. Whether we get to Israel, to the Wailing Wall or not, we can tell our houses, our workplaces, markets to be praying, so that as people believe and they pray at the Wailing Wall, wherever we are, we also pray. And the God Almighty, who created us as women, and through us He brings humanity on earth, He will listen to our prayers.
Okay, yes. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that you have a brief message for Ghanaians, especially in an election year. And since you've been praying in Jerusalem, what would you say to all of us?
Yeah, it is very good as women. Before we enter to the peak of the election activities, we need to be talking to our children. We need to advise the youth, the young ladies, because we have a role to play for the humanity, that we humble ourselves, so that we try to take instructions, we do what is right, so that God will even help us to come out with a good leader who will lead us, so that we as women, we can have the opportunity to work for the growth of humanity.
Okay, thank you so much, Rev. We are grateful, and we thank you for joining us here on the Joy News channel. And we'll get to still interact, and like I said, we'll be taking you to all the tourist attractions in this particular country, and as we also try to learn from the tourism potentials amongst others. And thankfully, I must declare that I am a Volta ambassador right here in Jerusalem as well. And guess who I've bumped into as well? The Volta Regional Minister, the lead ambassador for Volta Region. Unfortunately, I didn't wear my t-shirt, but he is wearing his Visit Volta t-shirt. And thank you so much, Dr. Archibald Lecha, for joining us here on the Joy News channel.
Thank you, MFA. Thank you.
So what brings you to Jerusalem today?
I've been a Christian all my life, from childhood, Sunday school, listening to the biblical stories, and the church pastors preaching, and I've always yearned to come to the Holy Land to experience it myself, and I'm quite excited I came.
Yeah. How has it been?
Well, it's been good. It's been good. We've gone through several places, tourist sites, places that makes the gospel very, very real to us. Yesterday we visited Jesus' tomb, the empty tomb. We've been to so many places, Gethsemane, we've been to the Mount of Olives, we've been to where the Ascension took place, and saw Jesus' footsteps. We've been to Mary Magdalene's place, we've been to Peter's mother-in-law's place. Several places that we've been to. We are now at the Wailing Wall. We've been to other sites of Islam and Judaism and Christianity. And what I also admire is that the tolerance that we've experienced here. So it makes Christianity so real that all that we are being told, we've heard, are not tales, but they are things that really happened. And Jesus indeed rose from the dead. And because of that, our faith will be stronger, and we'll continue to worship him. And one thing that happened here was that we had several prayer sessions. We had prayer sessions for the church back in Ghana, for our country Ghana, the leaders of Ghana, for the foundation that sponsored us to be here, and for ourselves. We prayed for our families, and like you also prayed for Amfega, I prayed for the people of Krepe as well. And one thing exciting is the fellowship we have had, the Global Evangelical Church has had with the EP Church Ghana. And it's like we are the children of the same Father. And the solidarity.
Doesn't look like there's any rivalry at all, contrary to what we hear all the time.
Not at all. We are the same. We know where we are coming from.
Yes.
We are the same children of the Bremen missionaries. So we are here together. And that makes it even more exciting. We are praying together. We continue to pray until we leave here tomorrow.
Okay. So it's only appropriate that I ask, as Volta ambassadors, there are those who would ask that at least you've been here and seen the tourism potentials, how they do things differently. How is it going to impact on tourism, especially in the Volta region? You're a member of government as well. Tourism in Ghana, and then we narrow it down to the Volta region in particular. How will things be different, you say?
Yeah, we have learned a lot. We've observed a lot. And what I've experienced most is the customer services. Customer services, and I also realized that a lot of adults are in the hospitality industry. They're in the service industry. A lot of adults. And a lot of old people too are in the hospitality industry, and they are quite serious with their job. And it's a challenge to our youth back home that whatever job we have, we should take it seriously and give of our best. And as for tourism, I mean, the rock of tourism is customer relation. You must receive the people well. Everybody is smiling to you, and it's exciting. And people are not lazing about. I mean, they are doing their work. And so, you know, as we promote the tourism of the Volta region, as we invite people to visit Volta region and experience Ghana, we want to say that we've learned a lot here. When we go back, we try to engage stakeholders in the tourism industry in the Volta region to be able to share with them all some of the things we have learned. A religion like Amejope, the EP Church, Amejope, Peki, Adakulu. Those are places that the Bremen missionaries came. Those are the three places. Why can't you also develop those places and let people come and see how it all began 175 years ago? That is also important. So I believe that there are things that we have learned, and when we go back, we'll work on them.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'm told that Israel, Jerusalem, we have our links or our roots also to the Volta region. Or the Volta region has its roots to Jerusalem and Israel. So far, have we been able to find where exactly we came from, or you are still looking for the place?
I think the leadership, and the leadership are working on it, and that's why we are inviting them to come to Ghana. Just as we have come here, they should come to Ghana for us to pray on Amejope Mountain, on Adakulu Mountain, on Krepe Mountain, on Afajato. There are places that we can also pray. So
I must say that I've been seeing minister interact with the leadership of Jerusalem and trying to get them to come to the Volta region. So I'm sure there's something in stock that we will not give it all out. But Doc, we are grateful. So maybe a brief message before we go on visiting Volta, experiencing Ghana, briefly, then we can wrap up.
Yeah, we have always said that Volta region is one of the 16 regions of Ghana, and we're trying to market it in the area of tourism, agribusiness, and so on. And we think that we can partner other people from other countries to come and also experience what is happening in the Volta region. And because we always claim that Volta region is a microcosm of Ghana, when you visit Volta, you experience the whole of Ghana. There is nothing that you find in any part of Ghana that you not find in Volta region. So everybody is invited to Volta region.
Okay, thank you very much. And you heard from the Volta Regional Minister himself, Dr. Archibald Lecha. I must say there are other denominations here also that we'll get to interact with subsequently. And then we'll get to interact with our tour guide as well. And some other pastors I've also seen here on a quick interaction. And I must say, we'll take you on all the areas that we visited so far. And then you get to experience Jerusalem and Israel for yourself if you have not been here through the eyes
to Canaan and all the songs with the in connotation that Israel, we are going on Israel journey, all this are composed by me.
Okay.
Yes, so
well, it would be nice to hear maybe one of them. I think I know one of them.
Okay.
So maybe you sing a line for us.
That one is the fact is that the people who learned it, they combine two songs. Okay. It used to be Mose ye no what Mose ye Yehovah fe gbedida ide Egypte na denye duko megavoma likbliwo Israviwo mi blakba mi twagba one miajemo ne miedoka na miadu agbadi miawatuna mianweu Israviwo mi blakba mi twagba ne miajemo ne miedoka na miadu agbadi miawatuna mianweu.
And that's the composer there, wrapping it all up for us in terms of experiences and people's stories when it comes to their trip here to Israel, to Jerusalem in particular, and to the other places that we visited. Of course, you can tell that it's been exciting, it's been spirit-filled, amongst others, and we've made families right here in Jerusalem. From here, I would say you've been watching Joy News. Thank you so much for your company. It's been a week of spiritual encounter, I should say. At least you've seen videos and pictures of where we've been so far in Jerusalem, Israel, to be precise. And one person that we cannot leave out in terms of those we have to interact with. He hardly does this, so I must say that it's a privilege to have him sit with us briefly for this interaction. And I must introduce to you the Apostle Paul Daniels himself, joining us here on the Joy News channel. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much, dear.
Unfortunately, it's coming at a time where we've just lost Koda. And knowing how you relate with Koda, maybe briefly we can get a message from you on this.
Well, I think the gospel music industry will always mention his name. I mean, he came to leave a mark. He came to leave a legacy, and all we want to say is that may his soul rest in peace. Indeed. We want to take this opportunity also to wish his family, our deepest condolence. It's sad, but hey, such is life. We got to move on.
Yeah, and when men of God tell you that it is well, definitely it is well, and we can only say that his soul rests in perfect peace. Yeah. And Rev, I know that this is about a little bit whispered to me that as for Israel, is more like your second home when it comes to countries that you've been. This, I'm told, is your 60th time.
Yes, so this is my Israel. 60th time of coming to Israel. And to be precise, this is my 55th time leading groups here. It's been an experience.
Wow.
Yes.
How has it been, really, putting people together and shepherding them? It's a different ball game altogether.
It's a different ball game altogether, especially when people you've not known, you get to know them barely, say, a month before the pilgrimage, and leading them on a week-long program. Sometimes when they are coming from one particular denomination, it's quite easy. But when you have people all over, different walks of life, different denominations, different, different churches, it becomes more difficult. But hey, in all of that, it also becomes another experience. We learn from them, and it ends, always been a blessing. Yes.
But really, most of the time when you say that, or somebody tells you they are going to Israel, for those who do not believe, the talk is like, really, these things, did they really happen? It's just a creation, it's just a tourism, a way of getting people to just pay something and then really come. Really, is it real?
It is. I mean, I came to Israel first time in 2007, and per my experience, I said to myself, believers ought to be here. It is not a law, it is not a commandment, or say a command to the believer or to the Christian to visit the land of the Bible. But I believe strongly that if you come to Israel, walk in the steps of Christ, visit the places that these stories we've been reading for years took place, it deepens our faith. I have always, put it this way. We have 4 Gospels. Matthew gave his account, Luke gave his account, Mark gave his account, John gave his account. And I've always said that coming to Israel, visiting the places, you write the 5th Gospel. Your experience in the land will live with you for long. And you are well positioned to interpret the Bible well, especially the New Testament.
Really, so it's not like it's just something that has been created that contrary to what people say. I'm sure you heard that before.
No. Okay, so this is the biblical Israel. I mean, we were in Nazareth. That's the biblical Nazareth. We were in Galilee. We were in
on the Mount Tabor.
We were at the Mount of Transfiguration.
Yes,
These are the sites. These are the location. Probably to pin that this is the exact place, yes, that can be relative. But hey, this is Israel. The Bible, we've come to believe all the stories. This is where it took place. And so it is not a myth. It is not something that someone has, imagined or created just to make money. No, it is not.
What are some of the kinds of testimonies, at least you've been here for a while, what have we seen in terms of the testimonies recorded of people coming here?
So, few ones I would want to touch on are healing experiences we've had. I mean, you immerse people in the Jordan River, you pull them out and they tell you we are healed. Even the Dead Sea.
Yeah.
You have people putting some of the mud on themselves and they tell you we experience some relief, we experience some healings. And then aside that, the testimonies of prayers that has been said at the Wailing Wall. Look, believe it or not, praying at the Wailing Wall is praying under open heavens. You can debate on this, I don't care, but I'm telling you my experience, I'm telling you what I have seen. And I'm telling you the testimonies that people have recorded. It's an open heaven grounds because look, there's a covenant that Solomon had with God when he dedicated the temple. He said something that whoever stands here to pray, be it a Jew or a foreigner, God shall listen. And that covenant has worked till date. A lot of testimonies, and people who are trusting God for the fruit of the womb, the Lord made a way for them. Court cases that has been won. In fact, I am one. I have that testimony as well, and quite a number of them.
Well, that's interesting, and of course, I'll share my experiences much later. But really, in the midst of all this, at least we've seen the geopolitics that's going on when it comes to Israel, and with the latest being Iran, amongst others. Coming here, most people were concerned that really, in the midst of all this, where do you get that faith such that we still want
to come to Israel in spite of all of that? What I'm going to say is quite sensitive, but look, the Bible, we hold it. All the way from Judges, we see Israel fighting here, fighting there, fighting here, fighting there. So this whole fight, this whole issue, this whole battle over land and all of that, Charlie, it didn't start today. We hope it will end one day. But the truth is that, look, it didn't start today. And so I'm not really, bothered about that because, look, it's been ages. They die, another generation comes, they pick it up, and this is what it has been. And sometimes, to the way the news is being reported out there, you get the impression that the whole country has been brought down. The whole country is in chaos, but that is not it. People are living here. I mean, we were here. Iran launched some 300+ missiles, and people thought, Charlie, you can't even come to Israel. But we came. You see police people. You want to take pictures with them.
Exactly.
You see the IDF. We want to take pictures with them, and so it's not as people are portraying it out there. For these issues, look, it will take some time.
Just the concern about the kinds of things that happen, especially with some men of God. At least with you, we've seen you over the period, very exemplary, different from what we know. But really, you ought to be concerned about what we see and hear in the fraternity.
Well, the truth is this: we can't judge, and then again, God perfects those He called. And we all don't claim to be perfect. I used to say something that, I heard this statement, and I used to say that expecting people to be perfect is like expecting an apple to taste like a cheeseburger. We all have our own weaknesses, we all have our own shortfalls that we all deal with. But again, I think in as much as we have our weaknesses, in as much as we are not perfect, we should be mindful. Carrying the title man of God, trying to take the position of people that the Lord is using to speak to other lives, we need to be very mindful about the way we carry ourselves out there. It becomes a bit worrying when all these news, when all these headlines about pastors and all of that. But hey, the truth is that such things will keep on, we need to, the congregation also needs to be mindful and to know that, look, these things will happen. And so they need to be very discerning also as well. But hey, God is working on all of us. God
Definitely. I wouldn't want to go too much into the Bible because I know that really that's your area. So we go back to tourism, for instance, and at a time, and we are still grappling with this issue of building a national cathedral.
Yeah.
I've been here, I've seen the kinds of buildings, cathedrals that exist here in Israel, still working on more. We're hoping to aspire to that level to get at least a monument, one. But the processes and things have not gone the way we expected it to. You know that sector. What should be done going forward?
All right. So, in the first place, let me be emphatic. I mean, I know people some may like it, some may not, but I support the building of the cathedral. Maybe the procedure, the process, the way and manner, the leadership of the country went about may be questionable. But the truth is that I support it. Look, we've been walking from one cathedral to another cathedral here. And if you listen to what the National Cathedral, is it committee or authority or whatever, what they were saying, there's this aspect of it that actually catches my attention because I have experienced it in Washington, the Bible Museum. Look, anytime I'm in Washington, I visit the Bible Museum and I pay. And we're going to have a similar thing at the cathedral. And this is, look, a serious tourism thing that, but hey, like I said, maybe the way and manner they went about it, but I think they should come again. And,
going forward, what should be done differently to achieve that purpose, you'd say?
Look, there's been so much criticism. So they should listen to what the people are saying, and then they should come again.
Okay.
Let me just say that. There's a lot of criticism out there. They should just listen to it and see where they can come back again. That's what I would say for now. But hey, I support it.
Okay.
I support it because I do tourism to biblical sites. Anything that has to do with the Christian faith, I want to be there. Maybe I may be a bit biased on this, but look, knowing the Bible Museum in Washington, visiting look, I've been to almost every biblical site you want to think of. 7 churches in Revelation, it's in Turkey, I've been there. I've been in Corinth, I've been in Greece, I've been in Rome, I've been in Egypt, all those places. So having something like that in Ghana, it would have been awesome. We should support it.
Okay. We'll see how that goes and whether that advice will be taken. But like I said, it's an election year, very crucial election ahead of us. Before we get into the election itself, though, there are concerns that is Ghana ready for a president who is not Christian, or should the president be Muslim? What exactly are your thoughts on that? Where do you stand? And in the midst of electing or picking a running mate, at least for the NPP, we have an NDC running mate who is a female, and there are calls for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to follow suit, and there have been a number of names that have come up, for instance. So we'll box the two together. Does it matter who becomes president in Ghana?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Well, there's this general statement we've been making that Ghana is a Christian country, looking at the numbers. But look, it is not a religious seat, it's a political seat. We're talking of the know-how, the expertise. I don't care. What I care is who God is going to use to turn things around. And for me, this whole debate of Muslim, and look, it's neither here nor there. Is he fit for the job? Let's go for it. If not, that's a different thing. But if the person is fit for it, the issue of religion and all of that, no, I don't subscribe to that. Because look, Cyrus was not, a Hebrew person. All the other kings that the Lord used to turn the fortunes of Israel around, they were not part of Israel. God has his own way of doing things. And so, let's leave it there for now.
Should it be a female to partner?
I'll be more.
Dr. Mahmoud
I'll be so excited. Believe you me, I will be so excited. I think the time has come for us to give you guys the opportunity as well. You know, honestly, I'll be more than excited. We should do that. I think so. Especially when the two main political parties, we're going to see them having their running mates as it's going to be so beautiful.
In wrapping up on the election-related matters, it's a crucial election. We've talked about that. If you were to speak directly to politicians ahead of this particular election, at least campaigning has started heating up, what will be your message to them?
Well, the little I want to say is that, look, we have only one Ghana. Look, and again, it's only one person that at the end of the day, in the wisdom of the Lord, will have that high, position or that high seat to lead our nation. We should, in all of these campaigns we are doing, be mindful that we have only one country. If you want to, the people you want to lead, at the end of the day, when you are given the nod to lead, and then we are not together, we are not in the good state to lead us. What was the essence of your win? So we should be mindful with our comments on platform and all of that. But hey, I think this one too will pass. I think this one too will pass. It's going to be a peaceful election, I'm sure, and we're keeping it in prayer. We're keeping it. Yes,
your peace in your heart about the elections. Nobody should be too worried. I've heard people raise concerns, worried about
these things. Look, this one too will pass.
It's not a do or die affair.
Listen, this one too will pass. It's normal. I mean, look, this is kind of a competition thing. It's normal, but I think the will of the Lord will be done. One, and then two, it will not be as people think. It will be peaceful. Whoever win, whoever lose, and so we should just keep praying, and more especially for the electoral commissioner. She really needs our prayer support. I know she's a warrior herself, but we also need to support her in prayer. Yes, we need to support her in prayer.
Okay. Well, then briefly, and maybe in wrapping up, away from elections, knowing the number of sites you visited, the number of countries you visited because of tourism, and I should say, and spiritual journey that you've been embarking on, what is Ghana doing wrong, or why is Ghana not getting it right completely? At least we are on the path, but really there's more to be done. What are we doing wrong when it comes to tourism and promotion?
I think we have not explored that sector enough. It's quite surprising, but look, you talk of, look, you travel outside, people, where are you from? You're like, from Ghana. They know Ghana for football. Then they begin to mention the names of players. But I think there's this aspect also of Ghana that if we could push out there, our musicians too are putting us out there, but there's so much that needs to be done that I think those who matter must really look into this. I got so excited when I saw the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum or whatever being renovated, and few days ago I saw this cruise ship also, docking at Elimina. And so I think we need to, these things should inform us, and we need to explore more, and probably train more people to be at these sites. Because look, sometimes you go to the sites and the tour guides there even are not meeting that international, standard and all of that. And I'm sure if we will explore this sector, look, some of these economic challenges we're talking of foreign exchange. This is another serious, and I think those who matter should look at this thing. It will help.
But those who say that customer service is really something that we need to check, at least in Ghana.
I think that one is a general thing.
Sure.
It's a general.
But I thought we are hospitable people. So
we are. No, we are. We are accommodating, so to say. But I think when it comes to doing it right, it's one thing wanting to do something, and it's another thing doing it the right way. You understand? The professionalism aspect is also key, and I think people need to be trained to handle some of these things for us. And it's in all spheres of life. You come to our churches, people we have as greeters, people we have as ushers, people at the security gate. We usually want to run some trains and stuff for them, because one person can get like a chunk of people out of your church. So I think in a similar way, talking about other sectors in the country, we also need to look at these things. I hope I
yes. And come what may, May is around the corner, and I hear something big in the air coming. I must say that you have a very beautiful church, one of the most beautiful churches I've seen in Ghana. Come what may, in May, what is it about?
All right, so this is an annual conference the Lord laid on my heart to lead His church to do yearly. We launched it 2018.
Okay.
So at the time when, as a young pastor who was planted a young church, and we had a prophetic word that we're going to dedicate the building in our 5th year. But as of our 3rd year, things were not, there were a lot of uncertainties. And so one day in my prayer session, the Lord laid this on my heart that, look, boy, come what may, my promises are yes and they are amen. I'm going to watch over them and they'll surely come to pass. So we decided to zoom into this as a conference in the month of May, and consistently we've been doing this. It's that time of the year where we trust God that come what may, every single thing He has said concerning us in every area of our life, it's going to come to pass. Look, the challenges may come, the oppositions may come, all the the objections and the obstructions and whatever. But look, the word of the Lord will still stand sure. Just as seeds will force themselves through the soil to become plant, in the same way, the Lord is going to see us through to fulfill every purpose and assignment. So that is what Come What May conference is all about. Yes.
Is it just for church members, or everybody is allowed to be part?
I mean, it's a church program, sure, but it's a conference that anyone who is trusting God, anyone who carries a prophetic word, anyone who believes that God is up to something in his or her life is to be part of this conference. It's a faith conference. It's a prophetic conference that we come to hear the word of the Lord, to receive the word of the Lord, to get inspired and to do more, and to believe that for sure whatever He has said concerning us will come to pass.
And it's starting from when to
So
when?
we're starting on the 29th of April and we're going to end on the 5th of May. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, service is going to start at 6:30 and we're going to close at 8:30. And then of course we'll climax it with the Thanksgiving service on the 5th of May. Service start at 8 o'clock.
Apostle Paul Daniels, thank you so much.
Thanks
for
so
sitting with us, and we know that it hardly happens. And thankfully he's been able to
but I'm
sit
humbled,
with us.
my dear.
Thank you so much
for having me.
for joining us, and the experience in Jerusalem has been awesome. We'll get to talk about it some other time.
You will come again.
Thank you. All right, and that's it for this edition, and definitely we'll come your way once again live from Israel.